Once upon a time, in a small village surrounded by mountains, there lived a 24-year-old young man named Marco. Marco was very restless. His mind was always full of thoughts. All day long, different thoughts came and went, and these thoughts made him feel uneasy and tired. He always felt sad about his past and worried a lot about the future. Because of these thoughts, his mind was like a storm. He couldn't feel calm, couldn't sleep well, and had even forgotten how to smile. One day, Marco heard about a faraway village in the hills. People said that a wise old man lived there. That man had once been a famous psychologist in the city. He had helped many people and taught them how to find peace in their minds. Now he was old. He had left the busy city life and started living in a quiet village close to nature. Sometimes he gave advice to visitors. Marco became curious and hopeful. He decided that he must go and meet the old man. He thought, maybe this wise man can help me find peace. After many days of a long and tiring journey, Marco finally reached the village in the hills. When he arrived, he saw a small house covered with greenery. On the porch of the house, the old man was sitting quietly. His eyes were closed, and he looked completely peaceful. Marco walked up to him and said softly, "Grandfather, my mind is very restless. I cannot stop thinking. I want peace in my heart. Can you help me?" The old man slowly opened his eyes and gave a calm smile. He said, "So you are looking for peace? Then come with me. I will give you a small task." He took Marco to his little yard. Then he filled a glass with water completely to the top. The glass was so full that even a small shake would make the water spill. He handed the glass to Marco and said, "Walk from here to the edge of the village and then come back. But remember, you must not spill even one drop of water." Marco looked at him with surprise, but he wanted to do his best, so he accepted the challenge. He held the glass carefully and started walking. The road was narrow and busy. Some people were walking, some were running. Shopkeepers were calling customers. Dogs were barking. But Marco did not look around. His eyes stayed only on the glass. He walked slowly and carefully, step by step. People looked at him with surprise, but no one disturbed him. They knew he was learning something important. Finally, Marco returned to the old man and said, "Grandfather, I did it. I didn't spill even one drop of water." The old man nodded and smiled. Then he asked, "That's good. But tell me, did you see the children playing on the side of the road? Did you hear the dogs barking?" Marco looked surprised and replied, "No, I didn't see or hear anything. I was only focusing on the glass." The old man smiled again and said gently, "That is the secret. Something that was always inside you, but you never noticed. When your mind stays in the present moment, there is no space for fear, confusion, or unnecessary thoughts. You are only thinking about the water in the glass. At that moment, your mind became completely quiet. You were not sad about the past. You were not afraid of the future." Slowly, Marco began to understand. This was the peace he had been searching for. Peace is not something we find outside. Peace is already inside us when we live in the present moment. Marco bowed his head and said softly, "Grandfather, now I understand. If I want to calm my mind, I must keep my attention in this moment. That is when real peace comes." The old man smiled once again. The sun was setting, and the last golden light touched the ground. Birds were flying back to their nests. Marco started walking back home, but now he was not the same restless young man. He had changed. He was peaceful inside because he had finally learned how to quiet the mind. In real life, many of us live exactly like Marco. We carry regrets from the past and fears about the future. And in doing so, we miss the only moment we truly have, the present. Whenever your mind feels heavy, gently bring your attention back to this moment. Take a deep breath. Focus on what is in front of you. Peace begins there. Remember, a calm mind creates a better life. If this story inspired you, remember to like, share, and subscribe to Wisdom Tales. Every story has a lesson,